Welcome to Metal Forming. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Stolarczyk full coil processing system. Behind me you can see the complete line, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the decoiler options. Here you'll see a 5-ton decoiler with no coil cart. We also offer this with a coil cart, 10-ton, 12-ton with coil carts, dual-headed decoilers, all with coil carts, as well as the possibility of adding an automated coil farm to this system. Moving down, we get right to the heart of this system, and this is the all-new ST1250 coil processing system. Some of the key highlights about this system. Here we have, on the entry side, we have a 3-roll rotating film application system. This gives you the ability to not lose production time by having different widths and different types of film ready to apply to your different materials. Moving down through the system, the next key feature that we really get into is the fact that this system is standard with a 7-roll straightening. The 7-roll straightening has driven lower rollers. We have easy access maintenance points. With this 7-roll straightening system, this ensures that your material is flat and straight to the best possible solution for your customer. As we're moving along, the system is comprised of a possible up to 11 sets of knives for a total of 12 slits. Standard with this system is 6 sets of slitting knives. The slitting knives themselves are over an 8-inch diameter, providing a large, robust, strong cutting blade, as well as stripper rings or ejector rings. What's important about an ejector ring? Well, this allows me to slit very narrow strips down to 3 inches and ensure that those strips are usable, that they do not twist. So some of the key functions of this system. With this system I can do blanking, meaning I'm going to run my material through, I'm not going to make any slits, I'm only going to use the guillotine shear to shear the material at the proper length. The next solution that I have in this system is being able to slit and cut to length. So again, with those multiple sets of knives available, we can really get the best utilization of the material out of this slitting system. That third option that we can do with this system is full recoiling. So all of this happens with a maximum speed of up to 150 feet per minute. The whole system is really designed and anticipated so that one person can easily operate this. With this recoiling system, I have extended partially a support table that allows the operator to run the material all the way up into that brake stand for when I am doing recoiling. This is a major time saver when threading this complete system with the recoiling. Let's talk a little bit about the stacking table. The first portion that I'd mentioned was about blanking and making flat sheets. So here we have our stacking table, which has an automatic lowering feature. So as my stack height grows, the system will automatically lower. You'll see I have a nice smooth top surface. This allows me a lot of flexibility, whether I want to place a pallet on top of it. Maybe I don't need a pallet. Maybe I just want to run 2 or 3 pieces, and I can simply run that material on top of that. I have adjustable mechanical side stops so that I can adjust for many different widths of material. I also have an adjustable end stop, again, so that I can adjust and have ensure that I get a nice, clean stack of material. In its manual mode, I have full pinch, I have the remote pendant so that I have full control of what this system is doing. And another unique feature about this system is I can drive this system out so that as I'm removing my material with a forklift or whatever method I choose, I'm not slowing down the process and I'm working in a very safe environment. By having this table extend out away from this expensive equipment, I can operate very safely and be sure that the material being removed from the stacking table is in its best safe condition. All right, continuing on with our Stolarczyk coil processing unit, here we are at the recoiling system. Here you can see the pneumatic lifting table that really aids in threading this whole system. With our separator disc standard, we are prepared to accept up to 8 different strips of material to be rewound. That typically is going to give you a 6-inch width out of a 48-inch wide coil. Haven't mentioned it yet, but we do also, with these types of systems, offer scrap rewinding. So if you need to do edge cutting, we do have that system available as well. So then moving up into my brake stand, unique to this piece of equipment, we have a rotary encoder. So this wheel will actually be pressing down onto the material so that you're getting an accurate length of the material that you're rewinding down here on this end. We utilize a large digital display. We'll see that in just a moment. Working our way now to the control panel of this recoiling unit, or of the specifically of the brake and tension stand. We have our control panel, we have our air pressure gauges, and then working up, I can see that we have a quick change felt braking pad system. Why is that important? Because I need to change those felt pads for different materials, or maybe they're just getting worn out and getting dirty. I do not want a situation where I'm scratching my painted material. So having this quick change system, what is quick change? I can literally change these felt pads in approximately 1 minute or less. Then I also have a pinch drive roller. I talked about that rotary encoder a little bit on the front end, the digital display. We'll come back and talk about why this pinch roller is really important when we get around to the finishing side of this recoiling system. So let's go. All right, now at the back side of this recoiling system, where really all the work and magic happens, here we have our coil cart to remove our newly wound coils, and comes complete with side stops so those new coils don't fall off of the coil cart itself. Up at the top of that brake stand is where our digital display is, where we can see very accurately the length of the total material that we have rewound. Why is that important? Because we have a rotary cross-cut shear then on the back side of our brake tension stand. So there's no need to rethread the complete system. That's where that pinch roller comes into play. Once I release the pressure from that tension stand, in most systems, the material is going to want to go all the way back to the beginning of the system. The pinch roller then ensures that the material stays into that brake stand. We cut off the material to our proper length, and we do not need to rethread the entire system to start rewinding again. Many cases, this system is going to be used for making standing seam coils. Just as one example, typical standing seam coil is approximately 1,100 to 1,300 linear feet, or about 3,000 pounds if we're talking about 24 gauge material. So from a master coil then, I'm able to get 3 standing seam coils, or I can do 3 runs to make those standing seam coils. Not having to rethread that complete system is a huge time saver. and makes your shop very efficient. So moving around, here again, the system is provided with a lot of safety in mind, and again, we have our safety operating steps. We have our counterbalanced separator discs for that recoiling system. We have a pneumatic clamp for the recoiler itself. That's very useful if you're not using a cardboard center. If you are using a cardboard center, then it's very common, once you get the material down to that cardboard center, simply tape it to the end, tape those ends down to that cardboard center and start a rewinding process. A unique feature is our snubber rolls that I'm indicating here. What is this for? Well, when we have our newly wound coils, we want to hold them in place while we get them banded before we can take them off of this mandrel. This applies just enough pressure so that those coils don't move or don't attempt to unwind. If you've ever operated a system without these, it'll be very clear the benefit to this type of a system. So again, we have our control panels, we have emergency stops, we have a remote pendant for our coil cart, again, emergency stops. We have safety stands. This system is really that complete system. I didn't mention earlier, but we have a maximum capacity of 1.25 millimeter or 18 gauge. The Stolarczyk company itself is able to offer up to 3 millimeter in coil processing. So if this system doesn't meet your needs, we have a lot of other offerings as well, with speeds up to 200 feet per minute. So again, let's recap. We have our Stolarczyk coil processing system. With this system, we're able to make flat sheets or blanks for resale or for your own internal use. We can slit material and make those pieces needed for folding trim. We also can slit that material so that we can rewind to whatever your needs are. And then, of course, we've got our recoiling system. All of this is available for a very affordable price point for 150 feet per minute, designed for a single man operation, and it is constructed with a robust nature for all of your industrial needs. Thanks for watching.